Hey, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hope we are doing well in this pandemic situation. And 2020, a very difficult and different year for all of us. But despite these differences, we are somehow coping up with this new normal thing. Well, I am Oroka Chaudhary. Welcome you all to our today's webinar on impact of budget on capital market and other market development initiatives by Citibank Capital. Citibank Capital, a pioneer and the industry leader in investment banking industry, started its operations since 2011. With over the years, it has proved its expertise, excellence, and has showed a brilliant performance in almost every sphere of investment banking, portfolio management, research and development, and undertook many different initiatives to create and develop a vibrant bond market in Bangladesh. We are privileged to announce that it has recently awarded as the best investment bank in Bangladesh by Finance Asia for the year 2020. So big congratulations to Citibank Capital. The award itself is proof of its relentless effort and also the dedication toward work to make a better future for our country. So without wasting any time, I would like to introduce the three esteemed personalities that we have in our today's discussion. We are privileged to have Professor Shibir ত-উল-ইসল sir, Honorable Chairman, Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission, as our chief guest. Assalamu alaikum, sir. কেমন আছেন?
Fine, thank you very much.
Sir, thank you very much for giving us your time and join us with our today's discussion. Thank you. Next, we have Farooq Moinuddin, sir, Managing Director and CEO of Trust Bank. Assalamualaikum, sir. কেমন আছেন?
Hello, Sam. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you very much, sir, for being with us and join us in our today's discussion. And next, we have our very own Irshad Hossain, sir, Managing Director and CEO of Citibank Capital. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you very much, everyone, for giving us your time and joining us in our today's discussions. We are hopeful toward a very informative discussion coming in few minutes. Okay, so now the discussion, the most discussed topic in current time, the budget. We have already seen number of decisions, number of things have been undertaken in our proposed budget in this fiscal year. So my first questions will be to Shibli ত-উল-ইসল, sir, that how do you see this budget? What will be the impact of this budget in our capital market? Or to be more precise, what BSIC is planning to take any initiatives to boost up the confidence level of our existing and potential investors in capital market? Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Oroka. Thank you very much. We went through the written budget. We went through all the points that mentioned there. And we pointed out few issues that needs to be addressed. We are not actually very happy with what has been delivered. And I made a visit last Thursday to National Board of Revenue, and that was a courtesy visit. And there we discussed all the issues relating to the recently declared budget. Actually, few things in the budget has made us a little bit anxious, because there was a difference of 10% for the listed and unlisted companies relating to tax issue. And that was the main introduction that brought the companies to this market. But that has been reduced to 7.5%. So while we were looking for opportunities for inviting good companies to this market, this will be a discouraging factor. So we brought this point out, and we requested them to review this issue. The other very important issue is the allowing undisclosed money in our money and capital market. So when you allow someone to invest in the money market paying the same tax, 10% tax, but without any restriction, and allowing the same money for investment in the capital market with 3 years lock-in period, then the investor will always look for a easy option, not to go for a speculative, calculative business or where you need some knowledge to invest. So it will be easy to invest in the money market, where for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you can make a fixed deposit and your money will be white. So this is the second issue that we addressed. The third issue was that there were many other issues like the reduction of tax for the merchant banks, then helping the brokers in this odd situation by reducing their AIT and other service charge and commission issues. Then we brought out many other issues like something new, like we are observing that capital flights are there now from Middle East and Hong Kong, and we want to attract them. We want them to now park their money in Bangladesh, but for that we have to give them some incentives and some attractions that should be there. So we pointed out few options that if we offer this, that will attract the listed companies and the production-oriented industry situated in the Far East to come to Bangladesh and take advantage out of our huge potential and huge opportunities. And also the funds from Middle East. That's what we are trying to attract through Sukuk bond. Sukuk is the Islamic bond where we have less, it complies to all the Islamic rules and regulations that we say Sharia laws. And I'm very happy that after getting in touch with many Middle Eastern investors and other companies, they're very much willing to invest in Bangladesh. And they want to get it themselves engaged in investments in infrastructure projects, municipal bonds, and they want to be part of our growing activities. The only thing they're looking for is the guarantee, the security of their investment and money. So what we did, as I was the chairman of Shadamima last 3.5 years, I have made Shadamima Corporation to design an innovative product so that whoever investing in Bangladesh in the bond market will be insured by Shadamima Corporation. And actually, other insurance companies will also have the same opportunity to follow. But this will be a win-win situation for all. The investors will be secured up to 80 to 90%, so that in case of any issue with the company, the investors will get their 80-90% money back from Shadam Bima Corporation. Shadam Bima Corporation will have their maximum retention, whatever they can retain here in Bangladesh, and rest they will do reinsurance with other large companies in Europe, USA, or in the Far East. On the other hand, insurance companies will make money out of the commission. The bond holder will earn interest or profit, whatever is regular bond or Islamic bond, they'll get money. Infrastructure projects who are short of budget because government cannot provide them whatever they want. So they can now take initiatives like I had a discussion with two mayors. Honorable mayors already confirmed me that Gulshan 2 Market, Mohammadpur Town Hall project, uh, the South Mayor has a plan to develop the Buriganga River and banks. So these are the things that I hope will be coming out very shortly in the name of municipal bond. So bond market is one of our area where we want to put the maximum emphasis on. Because if you see the capital market characteristics, we are actually mainly for the many decades we are only talking about the equity market, but that is not the capital market. The market is one of the component there. So bond market can play a big role, and if bond market plays a good role in lending money, in providing long-term finance to the business, corporation, government, and others, that will take a lot of load off from the money market. Money market, as I see, and as a professor of finance or banking and insurance, I saw that when you give someone a loan, like when Farooq Bhai from his bank gives a loan to a client for long term, 5 to 10 years, then there is a possibility for sometimes even not willing, even forced due to forced reasons. they fail to pay like 60 to 120 installments. And there are very many reasons that can cause him not to pay 3 to 6 installments on time, or not possible due to many other COVID or power failure or many other raw material shortage, many other reasons. So what happens, that client becomes classified, and that increases the NPL rate of the banking sector. So what I feel is the banking sector should go for short and medium term financing, because they are taking 1 year FDR maximum. So if they lend money for 5, 10 years, then the banking sector is at risk. So if they go for trade finance, if they go for working capital finance, this type of things, retail banking, then banking sector will be more healthy. And if we can finance the long-term financing like projects, bridge, infrastructure, factory, and factory building or something like that, then the companies who will be getting advantage out of it will be safe. And intentional or unintentional classification by the banks usually holds the total of a company. But in case of bond or equity market, they are safe. So that's how we want to move forward with our economy to give the proper character of the capital market. We want to offer an updated and modern capital market with fully IT automation, so that what we dream is possible here. Because if we talk what we had 10 years, 20 years before, today we will be lost. So we are trying to modernize things, and that's why the budget this year is so important for us. And we wanted to give some suggestions to NBR that if you provide this type of fiscal benefit and some sort of other advantage, then automatically international investment, international relocation, this will come to Bangladesh, and this is very much required. I have also requested Honorable Governor of Bangladesh Bank, who is a very cooperative person, a very nice gentleman, that capital flights and coming and going from Bangladesh should be undisrupted. If you have a lot of rules, when they're coming, you have no problem. But when they're going, we impose so many things that they don't want to come to Bangladesh. So here we have to do something in order to help international investors to invest in Bangladesh. So this was one of the points that we have raised during our meeting with the National Board of Revenue. Also, we have pointed out few small things where that can help them to get more revenue. Like if we increase our business, they will get more revenue. If we have less business, then whatever tax we impose, we don't get money. So we should go for more production, more productivity, more revenue, instead of trying to earn revenue or tax from few companies with less activities. So our letter where we wrote that we should go for bigger uh, business opportunities. If you allow us to have more business in Bangladesh, if the expansion is there, if the international investments are here, then altogether that will help the businesses grow, and the revenue collection will be much higher than what you have today, even though if you give them fiscal incentives. So these are the points that we have raised, and after talking to him, we'll go to other components of the government to approach them to help the capital market, because as you said, that we have to bring confidence back. Confidence, bringing confidence back is actually not only our job. We have so many parties in this market where they have to play their role. Everyone is pointing their finger at SEC. SEC is a regulator. We form the rules and regulations, and we try to have a better governance so that everyone goes by and abide by the rules and regulations. This is what our duty is. And we also try to listen to you, what you want, what amendments you want, what help will help you in your business. These are the things we want to listen and we want to amend. But we cannot invest money and we cannot manipulate the market. So this is the job of the other participants. So I would like to request that the investors, merchant banks, brokers, and others, especially everyone, to come forward, and all together we have to be a force to bring confidence back, to work together. What we can assure that as a regulator, or me myself as the head of the Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission, I can help you any way you want to make your business easy, to make your business IT related more paperless. I can reduce the time frame for getting something approved. And in case you need any help regarding any rules and regulations simplification, I can come forward. But if you talk about market trading and market issues where we have very little to do, so I would request everyone through you that work as a force, not depending on a single person or element or what a single organization. So in the coming days, our approach will be positive, friendly, and we want to work as a team. Then the confidence will be there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful input. I would like to address Farooq sir and Irshad sir if you want to add something with Shibli sir.
Farooq bhai, you start first. Farooq bhai, I think
Regarding the stock market.
as an issuer and an investor,
So we have basically regulator, banks, and the investment banks all together in this discussion panel. So it will be easier for us to communicate. Sir,
after the mute
I think you have.
Okay, sorry. Thank you very much. In fact, it is a very big opportunity I got to have here the chairman of SEC. And one thing he was telling, but I humbly disagree with him, that something doesn't depend on a single person or an organization. We have seen in the past that many organizations made revolutionary steps and improvements based on a single person apex body. I don't know whether it will be wise to tell in front of Shibli Bhai that we have seen what he has done in Dhaka University. Sorry, Shibli Bhai, if you think it is, but I need to tell you, but to show it is an example that what you can do. Had I not been a guest faculty of business faculty of Dhaka University for about 2 or 2.5 years, I would not have ever seen what has been done. The commerce faculty, what we saw while we were in student of Dhaka University, we saw that it was being constructed. Thereafter, I did not enter the university campus for about 30 years. When I joined there as a guest faculty, I have seen what has been done. And one name come again and again, that is Professor Shibli Tul-Islam. Sorry, Shibli Bhai, again I apologize that if I say in front of me, but why I am telling this? I am telling this, I can cite you an example how an organization can revolutionize depending on a person taking decision and leading it. We can cite the example, very good example of LGED under Engineer Kamrul. I think you will agree that how LGED has revolutionized everything. How LGED has prospered in this way, and they have contributed so much in the economy and infrastructure of the country. So that's why I am telling it again. After last crash of 2010, 10 years have passed. We have seen professors in the body, in the SEC, but we have got another professor, but we know the difference. I apologize again if I say something personal, but I want to mean it. I want to mean it that someone can, a single person even can do a lot of things to change, to bring buoyancy and revolutionize something. So keeping all my trust and all my confidence on Shibli Bhai, I hope that this will be a tremendous addition to our capital market, that Professor Shibli Tul-Islam has taken control of the SEC. And another thing he said, I also agree that SEC cannot do anything in the market, but they can do a lot of things. They can do a lot of things after ensuring that what they are supposed to do, that lot of things, then they do not need to look after the market, because then market will run on its own. But first thing is that we'll expect from SEC that they will ensure something as the gatekeeper of capital market, because they are the person, they are the gate through which the stocks in the capital market enters. The first thing I'll tell, or I'll urge upon that gate should be properly protected so that bad stocks do not come. Now, what is happening for the last 10 years? Have we seen any good stock come to the market after GP? No. So very big problem at this moment, because this market was going on with this limited capacity, with this limited infrastructural facilities, with all limited facilities and advantages on tax structure, everything the market was going on. It crashed, of course, twice in my own life I've seen. But the thing is that no stock has been added. So first thing is that to add more valuable stocks. So I have got Professor Shibli that I can again tell it in front of one of the regulators, very powerful regulator, that as I'm a banker, and Shibli Bhai was also telling that the banks are giving long-term loans to the investors or the entrepreneurs. The thing is that he rightly said that as a commercial bank, we are not supposed to give those long-term loans to the entrepreneurs or business entities. So why we cannot make them go to capital market to raise their capital? Why do they need to depend on the bank's long-term facilities? I have got a personal assessment or evaluation of the situation why the entrepreneurs do not go to the capital market. Because a good entrepreneur, a good company, ensuring good governance in the company and doing very good business, they should give priority to bank lending, bank borrowing, because they know that bank borrowings, there is 9, 10, previously it was 10%, 11% interest rate, and now it has come down to 9%. So at 9%, they can borrow money from the banks, and they're fine with this small amount of cost of capital. But if they go to the capital market, and if there is a well-run company, they are making the profit of 10, of course, above 10%, 15%, 20%. So if they have to part 20% of their profit with the shareholders, why should they go to the bank? Why should they go there? They should rather prefer a dividend of 9% being given to the bankers. So first thing is that I don't know how it can be done. I put this for consideration of the SEC, that why we can't force the big companies and so that they don't depend on banking or institutions, and they go to the capital market for their what is called long-term loan or even working capital loan. Because, and it can be done, I've just thought in a very oversimplified way, if there is a regulation that a company having a certain amount of certain amount of turnover yearly, they must go to capital market up to a certain percent. That can be done. A lot of things are, if this is a law, it can be enacted, I am sure that good companies will go to the capital market. We have got in this paper which CBCRL has given to me, they have cited example only on Lever Brothers, a multinational company. There are many companies, our local companies, local industries, local entrepreneurs, that they are as good as Lever Brothers, like that. So why those companies, we cannot bring those companies to capital market? This is a very vital thing that we must force them. I use the word force, because they are not willing to go to capital market, only because there are two things why they don't want to go. One, as I said, their capital cost is less in the bank. Number two, if they go to the capital market, they must maintain transparency. They must ensure good governance for the sake of capital market regulations, etc. So, for that reason, they have got an inertia to go to the capital market. If we could force good companies to come capital market, part of our problems would have solved. Secondly, about black money, I also with Shibla Bhai is that 3 years term, 3 years lock-in period is too big. We are bringing them, we are alluring them to come to capital market, invest in the capital market, but again we are putting them 3 years imprisonment. This is not a justice, or this is not a acceptable proposition. That means you bring the money, alluring them to capital market, but you are putting those money into 3 years imprisonment. It can be maximum 1 year. Of course, not the next day or 1 week. It can be maximum to 1 year. That is fine. But 3 years is too big. So this is not going to work if we put it 3 years. And if the thing is that what I was telling, the good governance can be maintained at SEC's level, a lot of problems will go. Another thing as a banker, I just want to put here, that in the last year's budget, NBR has put a regulation that publicly listed companies, I am telling about the banks, unless we give a certain % of dividend in cash and stock, then if we give less, then we will be penalized in the form of higher tax. This is one side. Fine, NBR can always do it for ensuring their revenue and to ensure it was a good step for the capital market that banks, listed companies at these banks give dividend. It's fine, but it is contradictory with the central banks or Basel III regulation that banks must increase their capital. If the banks which do not have capital enough, and if they pay off the cash dividend to the shareholders, then their capital building up process will be hampered. So this thing is, to me, banks which do not have strong capital base, they should be exempted for this thing. Of course, that will reduce the government revenue. Of course, that will reduce the what is called cash dividend, but that will ensure the strength of the bank in the form of building up capital. So this is one thing that it should be taken care of between central bank and the NBR. I raised this issue to the central bank also, but I don't know how it will be solved. But I think Shibli Bhai can give it a reconciliation among these two contradictory positions we banks are having. And another thing, Shibli Bhai, as he was telling that he has met the NBR and with his good suggestions as an academician and of course as a very successful person, whatever thing he undertakes. I tell another thing, that this is not, of course, beyond today's discussion, but still, since I have got him, it is not always easy, but we can always talk. But here I am telling him formally that for increasing revenue of the NBR, that will do a lot of thing. That why can't the government or central bank or whoever is concerned, I don't know, that some restriction of cash transactions above a certain level of transactions, cash should be barred, so that it will bring transparency, it will increase government revenue, and it will stop black money circulation. Suppose I tell you just an example. No transaction above 10 lakh taka can be made in cash. That must route through the bank. That will ensure a lot of things. That will ensure government revenue, because nobody can evade tax or whatever revenue they are supposed to give the government. This is, of course, outside today's, but I put it to Shibli consideration, so that he can, as a regulator, he can suggest it to the government. And dispute settlement, another very important issue BCR has raised, that dispute settlement is taking, of course, a lot of, and that dispute, which is very long drawn process, and it is still continuing with whom? A foreign investor here. They have, it is a foreign company. The dispute is still going on with BTRC. So these things should be reduced, because the thing is that none of we are here from the government sector. The thing is their bureaucracy. We got Shibli Bhai, again I'm telling, in the SEC as a commission, as a chief of commission, we urge upon him that in SEC also there are government officials, there are lots of bureaucracies, not only SEC, everywhere. So these things can be reduced by a person who, and as the chairman of Southern Bima, I have seen Southern Bima has turned into a different type of organization, unlike other public sector corporations. So a lot of things can be done. So this is the few things I have placed here in this forum. I think I see that Shibli Bhai is taking note of those. I am very hopeful that some of those will be, of course, considered by Shibli Bhai. Thank you again. So to Roka.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Irshad sir, you have been working in this industry for quite a long time. So just share with us what are the impediments that we are facing in IPOs, in bond market, and how, any suggestions how we can overcome those challenges.
So one thing, Aroka, may I have one more point here?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, sir.
That is, just you reminded me about bond market.
Oh, okay.
And I know CBCRL is working very hard on bond market.
Exactly.
And bond market, and we are one of the we shall be one of the participants of the bond market. It is for a long time everybody was telling that we need a bond market, strong bond market, robust bond market. Everybody is telling, but when everybody tells that we need a robust bond market and nothing is done, can you tell it is a rhetoric that we need a robust bond market but nothing is being done? So it became simply a rhetoric. Nowadays, we the banks are required to raise capital, tier 1 capital. But for tier 1 capital, I draw the attention of Shibli Bhai, for tier 1 capital, for the banks, as a banker, I am telling from that side of that there are one way is to raise what is called right issue, and second issue is one new concept has come, perpetual bond.
Perpetual bond.
What about right issue? Why we cannot go for right issues? Because if as a banker we go to the sponsors to go to board to give allow right issue, they how do they react? They don't want to put any more money in the investment. So we have got another alternative. We've got, that is a perpetual bond. It was absolutely a new concept here. So it was not even very clear to anyone. So CBCRL has taken a good move to impress upon our regulators, that is the central bank, to put forward it. But the thing is that whenever we started negotiating with our board, everyone's concern was that where is the exit? For an exit, there must be a secondary market. So this is another point I am raising, that for not only perpetual bonds, we need a bond market where there should be secondary market and there should be an exit. So that can also make the stock exchanges more vibrant, including a new product. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Irshad sir.
Thank you, Farooq Bhai, for your wonderful opinion, and of course, Professor Shibli sir, for your comments. And I think this is one of the most vibrant forum we have, where actually we have seen the regulator coming in and sitting with the private stakeholders. So which is very encouraging. So as you said, I think the change has been done now in this forum. So having said that, I want to go with, I don't want to talk more about the equity market because Farooq Bhai has already mentioned, sir already mentioned. On the fixed income side, the bond side, sir, I worked outside in Singapore. Before going to Singapore, I was treasurer at American Express, and we went to IFC, which was like 20 years back in Sri Lanka, for development of the bond market in Bangladesh. And honestly, like after I came back, and this is the same thing. other than the treasury bond market, nothing has actually developed. তো মানে আমি যেটা বলছি যে যেগুলা আর কি লো হ্যাঙ্গিং ফ্রুট বন্ড মার্কেটে সেগুলো আমাদের ধরা উচিত। তো একটা লো হ্যাঙ্গিং ফ্রুট হচ্ছে গিয়ে ট্রেজারি বন্ড। ট্রেজারি বন্ডটা এখনো ওটিসি মার্কেটে ট্রেড হয়। আমি বুঝি না যে কেন এইটা এখনো এক্সচেঞ্জে আসে না। এটা কিন্তু অনেক আলোচনা হয়েছে, এবং এই যে আমরা যখন বলি যে ট্রেড টার্নওভার বাড়ানোর জন্য কি করা উচিত, অফকোর্স ইকুইটি মার্কেট ইজ ওয়ান অফ দ্য কিন্তু একটা দেশে বন্ড মার্কেটও ইনভেস্ট করে, বিকজ যখন interest rates are falling, actually you can make capital gain out of investing in bonds, because the yield goes down, your price goes up. So আমরা নিজেরা 2015 and 2016 from the investment bank ourselves we have invested, and 2015 we have made a capital gain of 35%. In 2016 we have made 17%. So we also profited from that market, even being from the OTC market. এবং এখনো অনেকে জানে না যে actually private investors can buy treasury bonds, and treasury bond deals are actually higher. That's why কেন আসতেছে না এই equity market, even the banks, because the banks themselves are investing into the treasury bond market, যেখানে 2-year to 5-year bond yield is going at like more than 7%. So কেন তারা equity market যায়? Because they have a মোটামুটি fixed income risk free rate. So ওটা হলো নাম্বার 1। নাম্বার 2 হচ্ছে গিয়ে এই যে আমরা কর্পোরেট বন্ড নিয়ে আলোচনা করি, একটা জিনিস ভালো হয়েছে যে ট্রাস্ট ডিড রেজিস্ট্রেশন যেটা ছিল ওয়াজ এনর্মাস, ওয়াজ 2.5% অফ টোটাল বন্ড সাইজ। তো সেটাকে এর আগে এসইসি ম্যানেজমেন্ট তারা এখন 0.1% করেছে, উইচ ইজ রিজনেবল। সো এটা গেল। তারপরে এই এখনো কিন্তু ফিক্স হয়নি যে এই উইথহোল্ডিং ট্যাক্স অন ইন্টারেস্ট পেমেন্টস, ফরেন ইনভেস্টর যদি আসে ইনভেস্ট করতে, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য রুট? এটা কি সিডিবিএল এ আমরা যেটা আইএসআইএন বলি আর কি, আইএসআইএন করে সিডিবিএল এটাকে ডিম্যাট ফর্মে রেখে আমরা করব কিনা, আমরা কাস্টোডিয়ান কিভাবে রাখবে, কিভাবে এটা ইকুইটিতে ইনভেস্ট করে যে অ্যাকাউন্ট খুলে অ্যাকাউন্টে সি ফর্ম ফিল আপ করে করবে, সে আবার সেই ডিভিডেন্ড অথবা বন্ড রিপ্যাট্রিয়েট করতে গেলে তার ট্যাক্সেশন কি হবে। These things are very easy. আমার হচ্ছে ই লাগে যে these are like low hanging fruits and we have not fixed it. তারপরে যে সবচেয়ে ভালো জিনিস হয়েছে যে বিসেক সুকুক গাইডলাইন্স করেছে। এখন সুকুক গাইডলাইন্সে ইউ হ্যাভ টু হ্যাভ দ্যাট এসপিভি, যেখানে ওই ইটা যাচ্ছে সেটাকে পাস থ্রু করার জন্য, জাস্ট লাইক অ্যাসেট ম্যানেজমেন্ট কোম্পানি or an SPV for other purposes. So সেটা না করলে সুকুক মার্কেট হবে না। প্লাস অনেক স্ট্রিমস অফ ইনকাম আসে যেটা ওই এসপিভি তে যাবে, সেইটাকে যদি মানে ইররিলেভেন্ট ট্যাক্সেস এ না পড়ে। সো আমি স্যারকে এটা বলবো যে স্যার এনবিআর এর সাথে এটা করেন, বিকজ বাংলাদেশে ইনভেস্ট করতে হলে আমরা বাইরের বিদেশি ইনভেস্টরের কথা বলেছি, তারা অলওয়েজ বলে যে আমাকে তোমরা একটা অ্যাসেট ব্যাকড or একটা সুকুক দাও যেখানে I will have the right to those assets. So এটা হলে খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট। তো আমি এগুলাকে একটি লো হ্যাঙ্গিং ফ্রুটস ধরি। তারপরে যেটা স্যার খুবই ভালো মেনশন করেছে, যেটা আমরা সবসময় বলেছি যে এই সাধারণ বীমা যে বলছে যে ক্রেডিট এনহ্যান্সমেন্ট প্রোডাক্টস, বাংলাদেশে এখন একমাত্র একটাই ক্রেডিট এনহ্যান্সমেন্ট হয়েছে যেটা আমরা দেখেছি, যেটা হলে গিয়ে গ্যারান্কো করেছে from DFID এবং আদার ইউরোপিয়ান এজেন্সিজ এর একটা ক্রেডিট এজেন্সি, দে প্রোভাইড ট্রেড গ্যারান্টিজ। সো ওটা হয়েছে। সো আমরা এরকম আরো দেখতে চাই, বিকজ বাংলাদেশ হলো কি বিবি মাইনাস। তো বিবি মাইনাস মানে হলে কি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ইটস এ নন ইনভেস্টমেন্ট গ্রেড রেটিং। সো যখন বাইরের ইনভেস্টররা যদি ওরা রেটিংটাকে বাড়াতে চাবে, তখনই তারা চাবে যে একটা ট্রিপল এ অর ডাবল এ একটা ক্রেডিট গ্যারান্টি যেন আসে। তো সেটা বাইরে থেকে আসতে পারে, এটা হলো একটা দিক। আর স্যার যেটা বলেছে যে সাধারণ বীমা অর আদার ইন্স্যুরেন্স কোম্পানিজ ক্রেডিট গ্যারান্টি দিবে, সেটাও কিন্তু হবে। কারণ আমরা নিজেরা কিন্তু প্রাণের একটা বন্ড করেছি 100 কোটির, সেটা কিন্তু আমরা লোকাল একটা ব্যাংক থেকে একটা ব্যাংক গ্যারান্টি দিয়ে কিন্তু করেছি, এবং ইট ওয়াজ কোয়াইট সাকসেসফুল, এটা কিন্তু হয়ে গেছে। সো আমরা ডিসপাইট উইথ অল দিস কিন্তু আমরা যে বলি উই আর ভেরি পজিটিভ, বিকজ আমরা ওটিসি মার্কেটে ট্রেড করেও কিন্তু উই আর সার্ভাইভিং, we do a good business out of the fixed income securities also. Despite আমাদের আছে, আমাদের মতিঝিলে we run our client portfolio equity sided সেটা রান করি। সো এইটা তো আছে। আর কামিং ব্যাক টু দ্য টিয়ার 1 থিং, যেটা ফারুক ভাই বলছিল, যে এখন হয়েছে কি বাংলাদেশে চালু হয়েছিল টিয়ার 2 বন্ড, তারপরে এখন ব্যাজেল 3 রিকোয়ারমেন্ট যেটা এসেছে, যে প্রত্যেক দেশে এসেছে, এবং এটা আমি যখন সিঙ্গাপুরে ছিলাম তখন 2006-07 কিন্তু 2008 এর পর থেকে ইট ওয়াজ ভেরি কমন যে টিয়ার 1। কেন? বিকজ আগে গভর্নমেন্ট 2008 এর ক্রাইসিসের পরে গভর্নমেন্ট ইউজ টু সাপোর্ট দ্য ব্যাংকস যে তাদের রিক্যাপিটালাইজ করার জন্য। তো দেন দে কেম আপ উইথ দ্য প্ল্যান যে না ঠিক আছে, আমরা এটা প্রাইভেট সেক্টর ইনভেস্টমেন্ট এইখানে নিয়ে আসবো, এবং দ্য রেসপন্সিবিলিটি অফ দ্য ব্যাংকস উইল বি মাচ মোর, বিকজ তারা তখন প্রাইভেট সেক্টরে তাদেরকে জবাবদিহি করতে হবে। তো এই টিয়ার 1 বন্ডটা এটা ইট ইজ এ কলেবল বন্ড। এটা ইন্ডিয়াতে যদি পারপেচুয়াল বলে, কিন্তু কলেবল ইন্ডিয়াতে করেছে 5 বছর, বাংলাদেশে যেটা বাংলাদেশ ব্যাংক করেছে 10 ইয়ার্স। সো এটা দুই ভাবে হয়। একটা হলে গিয়ে যদি একটা সার্টেন থ্রেশহোল্ডের নিচে চলে যায় যে টিয়ার 1 ক্যাপিটাল, তাহলে ওটা দ্যাট বন্ড গেটস কনভার্টেড ইনটু ইকুইটি অর ইট এক প্রিন্সিপাল রিডাকশন হয়ে যায়। সো এখানে রিস্ক আছে একটা, ঠিক আছে। সো দ্য প্রপার প্রাইস হ্যাজ টু বি পেইড বাই দ্য ইস্যুয়ার অলসো টু অ্যাট্রাক্ট ইনভেস্টার্স ফর দিস। তো আমার কাছে মনে হয় যেটা ফারুক ভাই বলেছে যে টিয়ার 1 ক্যাপিটালে আমরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি রাইটস ইস্যু আমরা দেখছি না। আবার আপনি যদি ক্যাপিটাল যদি 12.5% উপরে না নেন, তাহলে কিন্তু আবার ডিভিডেন্ড রেস্ট্রিকশন চলে আসে। সো অ্যাকচুয়ালি ব্যাংকসরা কিন্তু ইজ হেভিলি মার্কেট ক্যাপ ইন দ্য ইন্ডেক্স। ইফ আই এম নট রং, ইট ইজ মোর দেন 20%। সো ওটা দেখতে হয় যে যদি ডিভিডেন্ড আটকিয়ে দেয়, তাহলে কিন্তু এটা কিন্তু it will also have an effect on the stock market also. So ওই দিক দিয়ে আমরা দেখতে হবে যে how do we recapitalize our bank, because অনেক ব্যাংকই এখন স্যার শর্টফলে আছে। সো এটা হলে গিয়ে টিয়ার 1 গেল। আর আমি তার আগে বলেছি যে সবচেয়ে ইজিয়েস্টটা ছিল হলে গিয়ে ট্রেজারি বন্ড, তারপরে হলে গিয়ে কর্পোরেট বন্ড। কর্পোরেট বন্ডে স্যার যেমন শ্রীলঙ্কায় স্যার ওরা লিস্টেড বন্ডসে ফার্স্ট 5 years দে গেভ টোটাল ট্যাক্স এক্সেম্পশন, যাতে করে ভাইব্রেন্ট হয়। মানে আমাদের একটা গাড়ি যদি বন্ধ থাকে, ওটাকে আমরা যদি ব্যাটারি বন্ধ হয়ে যায়, ওটাকে আমরা জাম্প স্টার্ট করি। জাম্প স্টার্ট কিন্তু বাংলাদেশে কিন্তু আপনি ইনসেন্টিভ না দিলে বন্ড মার্কেটটা কিন্তু জাম্প স্টার্ট হবে না, এটাই আমরা দেখেছি। কারণ কেন আসবে? ওয়াই উইল নট অ্যান ইস্যুয়ার অর আ কর্পোরেট গো টু a commercial bank instead of raising money in the bond market? Because he has to have a kind of an arbitrage or access to liquidity from the bond market. এটা দেখতে হবে। আরেকটা হলে যেটা স্যার দেখছি যে ব্যাংকের আমাদের ডিমান্ড সাইড হচ্ছে গিয়ে ব্যাংকস মোস্টলি স্যার টিয়ার 2 ব্যাংক বন্ড ইস্যু হয়েছে, এবার হয়তো টিয়ার 1 হবে। আর খুবই ফিউ কর্পোরেট বন্ডস এর মধ্যে একটা হতো স্যার জিরো কুপন বন্ড। কিন্তু সবচেয়ে আমার কাছে এই বাজেটটা একটা জিনিস আমার কাছে একটু লেগেছে, ডিসঅ্যাপয়েন্টিং লেগেছে, যে জিরো কুপন বন্ডের যে আগে যে ট্যাক্স এক্সেম্পশন ছিল ফর নন এফআইস, ফর নন ফিনান্সিয়াল ইনস্টিটিউশন, যদি আপনার একটা কর্পোরেট যদি কিনে, একটা যদি হাই নেটওয়ার্থ ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল কিনে, তাহলে কিন্তু ওরা টোটাল ট্যাক্স এক্সেম্পশন পায়। তো সেটা উঠিয়ে নিচ্ছে এটা প্রপোজ বাজেটে। এটা স্যার আপনি দেখবেন, অরেলস জিরো কুপন বন্ডটাও কিন্তু এটা কিন্তু বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে। তো দিস ইজ অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা যখন বলছি উই আর টকিং অ্যাবাউট ডেভেলপমেন্ট অফ দ্য বন্ড মার্কেট, ওটা একটু কাউন্টার ইনটিউটিভ হয়ে যায় আর কি ওটার জন্য। আর যেটা বলছি যে গভর্নমেন্টের যে ইনফ্রাস্ট্রাকচার যে বন্ডস আছে ইন্ডিয়াতে দে হ্যাভ লঙ্গার টার্ম বন্ডস লাইক 10 year 20 year বন্ডও আছে। সেখানে আপনি যদি লং টার্ম হোল্ডিং করেন, তাহলে ইউ গেট আ ট্যাক্স এক্সেম্পশন। সো তখনই কিন্তু মানুষ যাবে যে না, আমাকে এখানে করলে আই গেট ট্যাক্স এক্সেম্পশন, আই গেট ইনসেন্টিভস, এটা আছে। আর অন দ্য সাপ্লাই সাইড, বাংলাদেশে সাপ্লাই সাইড কি হয় আমরা কিন্তু দেখি, আমরা কিন্তু ঘুরে ফিরে ব্যাংকের কাছেই যাই, আবার ব্যাংকই আবার ইনভেস্ট করে, মানে উইচ ইজ কোয়াইট ফানি যে আমরা ব্যাংকের থেকে দূরে আনতে চাই বন্ড মার্কেটটাকে, যে যেহেতু ব্যাংকরা লঙ্গার টাইম ইনভেস্ট করতে পারে না, আর ব্যাংকের কাছে চলে যায়। এটা না করার জন্য এটা একটা আমি যেটা দেখেছি যে স্যার ইদরা রুলস, স্যার এটা আপনি দেখবেন যে ইদরা রুলসে কিন্তু অনেক কনস্ট্রেন্টস আছে, to invest in bonds, ওদের কিছু আছে যে it has to be public company, cannot be private company, এটা আছে, আরো অনেকগুলো রুলস আছে ওখানে, যতগুলো একটু যে রিল্যাক্সেশন আনা হয়। আর দ্য লাস্ট ওয়ান, বাংলাদেশের স্যার সবাই কিন্তু প্রভিডেন্ট ফান্ড কিন্তু বেশ বড় আছে। যেমন ফারুক ভাইয়ের, আমি ট্রাস্ট ব্যাংকের বড় একটা প্রভিডেন্ট ফান্ড আছে, সিটি ব্যাংকের আছে, অন্যান্য কোম্পানির আছে, গভর্নমেন্টের আছে, মোস্টলি সব সঞ্চয়পত্র চলে যাচ্ছে। সো এইটাকে কিন্তু আমরা একটা করতে পারি যে হাই রেটেড বন্ডসে ইউ ক্যান ইনভেস্ট ইনটু দিস বন্ডস। এখানে যখন বললাম হাই রেটেড, তখন চলে আসছে স্যার ক্রেডিট রেটিং এজেন্সিস। ক্রেডিট রেটিং এজেন্সি বাংলাদেশে 8টা কি 9টা আছে। সো অন্যান্য দেশে কিন্তু এত ক্রেডিট রেটিং এজেন্সিস নাই, বিকজ বন্ডে মার্কেটে কিন্তু ইট ইজ ফান্ডামেন্টাল ফর আ ক্রেডিট রেটিং এজেন্সি, বিকজ ইনভেস্টর কিন্তু দুটো জিনিস দেখে, একটা দেখবে হলে ক্রেডিট রেটিং এজেন্সি, আর একটা দেখবে হলে ট্রাস্টি। যে ট্রাস্টি যদি এক্সপেরিয়েন্স না হয় আর ক্রেডিট রেটিং এজেন্সি যদি একদম পারফেক্টলি রেটিং না করে, তাহলে কিন্তু বন্ডে ইনভেস্টমেন্টের একটা ইম্পেডিমেন্ট হয়ে যাবে। এবং বন্ডের প্রত্যেক বছর রেটেড হয়, আইদার এটা ডাউনগ্রেড হয় অথবা আপগ্রেড হয়। সো এইটাও স্যার একটু দেখবেন যে যাতে করে ক্রেডিট রেটিং এজেন্সিস গুলো যেন ঠিক মতো কাজ করে, ট্রাস্টি যারা এটার পিছনে আছে ট্রাস্টিরা তারা জানে যে তাদের রেসপন্সিবিলিটি কি, বিকজ ট্রাস্টি হ্যাজ এ লট অফ রেসপন্সিবিলিটি টু প্রোটেক্ট দ্য ইনভেস্টার্স। সো এটা স্যার আমি আজকে এটাই বললাম যে যেহেতু স্যার আপনার বন্ড মার্কেট নিয়ে আজকে বলেছেন অনেক কিছু, এবং আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে পাশাপাশি বন্ড মার্কেটটাকেও আমাদের খুব তাড়াতাড়ি নিয়ে আসতে হবে আর কি ইনটু দ্য এক্সচেঞ্জেস। সো দ্যাট ইজ
Thank you, sir. Shibli sir, we have heard both from Farooq sir and Irshad sir. Number of issues have been highlighted. Number of suggestions have been provided. So, what's your opinion on that? If you want to share anything or add anything with them, so what do you say?
Thank you, Aroka. Actually, the television program is at 1, so I have to leave within 5-7 minutes.
Yes. So
sum it up like. Farooq bhai, actually, he loves me so much that he's always exaggerating everything. So thank you very much, Farooq bhai, again for giving me so much of enthusiasm and push that will definitely help me to work better and more efficient. Thank you again. Let me tell you, Farooq bhai, I have at this moment 9 perpetual bond. At the moment I joined Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission, I found that there were 9 perpetual bonds, the bond application by banks lying at Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission. And you know that my actual office started on 31st of May, that is just 2 weeks before. And officially I got 10-12 days only. And you'll be happy to know that we are giving all the approvals within this month and it's under process. In the next commission meeting on next Tuesday, at least 4 will be approved. And the other 4-5 will be approved within this month. So all the bond application from all your tier 1 capital issues, I think that will be resolved. And this, I think, is the Basel requirement that you.
Basel 3.
So transaction at DSC, I have from the day 1, I called the MD of Dhaka Stock Exchange, and then I had a Zoom meeting with DSC board. I was not very happy because the IT platform that we wanted them to have much earlier is not that good yet. So they are under serious push from our end, and they have promised to bring all the IT platform back within or implemented within a very short span of time. I hope they will do it because they are also now seriously working to make this thing happen. So I hope that as soon as it's installed, we'll have better transparency, we'll have less corruption, an IT backbone that I have already advertised a post for that's called as business IT transformation consultant. So I hope this gentleman from international source will be joining me very soon with international experience, and then I will have better IT platform for the whole capital market. And Farooq Bhai said about the bad IPOs. I hope we'll not have bad IPOs coming in the coming days. We will have better inspection, better checking of all the documents. And yesterday we had Thursday we had a discussion with National Board of Revenue. Also earlier we had a discussion with the other government organs that FRC will have the only financial instrument available in their website from a company. That will be followed by Bangladesh Bank, Securities and Exchange Commission, and NBR. So in future, you'll not be able to submit three financial reports to different organizations. So this is what we are ensuring, and we hope by then this type of, as we call, accounting jugglery will be stopped. So this is what we are doing, and I hope it will happen very soon. Regarding 10 lakhs taka and above transaction, we have already a rule made that above 5 lakh transaction in any broker's house is not allowed. And above 5 lakhs, they have to make through any check or pay order or whatever financial instrument or e-fund transfer, whatever they want. And if you see by not your bank, not even your association, even personally, if you find there is a contradiction between the rules and regulations of two regulators, please let me know by a simple mail, and we'll try to solve it immediately, and this will not be an issue for you. We want to make the business easy for everyone. Business will be made easy so that you can do business without any harassment, without any hassle, and this will also reduce the corruption level in every office. So I assure you that just bring the issue in front of me and I'll give you immediate solution. Governance issue, that's why I want IT platform. When you have IT platform, automatically things are under, many governance issues are resolved. I hope as soon as it's done, we'll have a better governance, but still, after taking over, we had almost 31 enforcement cases resolved, that those all relates to governance. So already we took action, and another 156 is under process. So we are taking action against anyone who has any small or bigger offense. I think these were the issues. Regarding the GP issue that you said, I had a meeting with the chairman of Bangladesh BTRC, and I had a long discussion. And I hope within 30 days we'll see something happening which will reduce the stress level of every corner. And regarding Robi also, Robi is coming. Robi wants to come, and I don't want to talk too much at this moment because they are coming. But I have already encouraged main big companies to come into the bond market instead of IPO. IPO I'll be a little bit slow because of the demand side is not that good at this moment, so I cannot push the supply side that much. And there are many insurance companies who has regulatory issues to come within this year, so I have to give them some permission. But if I give too many, that will be an issue in the supply side also. So only a few good companies will be getting approved, like Walton. Walton will be coming very soon, and we'll only give to those companies where I will buy my share. That company will get approved, not something that I'll not buy, but I'll ask you to buy. That will not. And actually, I'll not buy, but I mean that I'll not be able to buy any shares anymore. But I'm saying that this is what is happening. Pran came out, as Arshad Bhai was saying.
Very good.
But Pran, we had to go through a little bit, as Arshad Bhai was talking about the trustee issue, and he was also talking about credit rating issues. So they submitted few proposals, but we couldn't give one of those because the SPV issue that you were saying. Sukuk, we already have SPV rules and regulations made, and that was an application made by Pran on Sukuk. But because of some issues which I cannot say at this moment or in public, so we had to refuse that one. But they have another application which is mainly foreign funded, 25 million funded. That one is processing quite well, so we'll take care of that. Also, zero coupon bond issue was discussed during our meeting, and that I was really furious during the meeting that when we approached them that the facility you have for zero coupon bond should be available for all the bonds. They said, yes, we made a level playing field. I said, what type of level playing field is this? We wanted the facility for everyone, and you removed the facility what we had to make a level playing field. So that was a very heated argument at that moment, and I'll take this up with the Honorable Prime Minister as soon as possible. So Arshad Bhai also pointed out few things like foreign investors route and other things. A very interesting development is the ministry. From the ministry, I came to know that we have to prepare a paper where I'll be also part of it. That from now on, foreign funds coming and going, as per the instruction of the highest body of the country, should be undisturbed and with less hassle. So probably you'll hear something from Bangladesh Bank also, that repatriation from here with profit or dividend will not be that big problem in the coming days. You saw that debit card has already got approval that you can issue international debit card. So because of strong reserve and also due to many other reasons, probably we'll have better inward and outward foreign exchange policy, better hassle-free policy very soon. Yes, the innovative products are coming, like what we designed with Shadam Bima Corporation is really innovative, and that is a win-win situation for all. I was a promoter of bank assurance also, but I did not find much enthusiasm on the other side. But that is actually a demand of the day, and someone has to take the initiative of initiating that. And as FDR rate has reduced, I hope the bonds will be interesting fixed return investment in the coming days. So I hope the bonds will get popular in the coming days. We'll be offering more than 8%, 9% in bonds. So I hope people will come for more investment. And the trading in the market, bonds, treasury bonds, and government bonds will be the main board is already open. So you can inform people that it's possible now. I had a discussion with Dhaka Stock Exchange already. Now only request is to Farooq Moinuddin Bhai that please, Honorable Prime Minister and the Bangladesh Bank has requested you to invest 200 crore in our market. And I hope from February onwards, we're looking at you. And now is the time to buy. And your bank will definitely come forward. Not 200 crore in one day, but at least we want you to start so that it will help our market. And if it helps our market, it will definitely help overall economy, and everyone will get benefit out of it. So I have to be brief now because it's already 12:58 and the television is live on. So if you kindly let me know, I'm available anytime. Give me a call or a mail. If you have any question anytime.
Thank you, Shibli Bhai. Shibli Bhai, you addressed more the issues I have raised. So I am really happy and I feel great that আপনি সবগুলো পয়েন্টে অ্যাড্রেস করেছেন এবং তার কিছুর মধ্যে আশ্বাস আছে, কিছু অলরেডি সলভড। Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for participating, and it was actually very short notice. Thank you so much. আপনার অনেক busy. So
কোনো সময় আমাকে মেইল পাঠিয়ে দিবেন। Any issue you see যেটা আপনার বিজনেস বা ডিস্টার্ব করছে, আমরা will make our life easy.
That will be fantastic. Sure. That will be the new normal from now on, sir.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for giving us your time. And Irshad sir rightly said that change has already come. So we are hope for a better future. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Thank you.